I finally sat down and watched Tombstone. Ooh boy, that was a good movie. I'm surprised. I mean, it gets quoted a lot, and the whole, I'll be your Huckleberry or Hucklebearer, whichever one you want to go with. It was quite a super climactic ending. I am not going to say anticlimactic by no means. It was a good ending. It had a nice little ring to it, honestly. It's not a film I honestly thought I would probably like as much as I did because I'm not a big Western fan, but it made me kind of realize I've probably missed out on an entire genre of movies I've never given a chance. And to be honest, it's not really like dated by much. It still feels like a good film. It really reminds me of back in the day when everything was filmed more live action. And not today's day where it's live action. I mean, where it's actually live action. Real sets, real things. Lord of the Rings 1 rather than The Hobbit. It's good to see that it had a stacked cast. It was huge. Way more people than I thought there was. And for it to be so big. Every few seconds, I would look at a character and go, wait, I think I know that actor. And it's crazy to see that a lot of them really kind of went off into not irrelevancy. They're not as, they don't do as many movies anymore, it don't seem like. They're more in the side where everybody goes, oh, yep, I know that guy. That guy was in that movie that one time. But it's still really good to see such quality actors doing a quality job because I'm not a big Western fan. And this movie kind of turned me around a little bit. I might watch more and more of it because the more I hear the lingo and the actual rough grit of it, it makes me realize that these movies are kind of more actually based on not historical events, but like even their lingo is based on actual time in our history that I kind of keep forgetting about. The Cowboys and the Lawmen are always at ends. It throws me off because one of my favorite game franchises that has not gotten enough games is going to be Red Dead Redemption. After playing 2, I really thought I'd go ahead and play this, and it really, really shows how good the West is and why it was such a famous, show or movies for the longest time, even after long been past. The last Cowboys pretty much put their saddle up and didn't come back around. Not the current Cowboys, the ones that we know pretty much today that ride horses and take care of actual cows, or do bull riding. We're not talking about those. I'm talking about back in the day, the gunslingers, the Wild West, the insanity. It really puts into perspective a time that I never paid attention to. Now I have family members that watch this movie and they constantly quote it all the time, and I kind of feel bad I never watched it. But it really puts me onto a probably a good set of a good set of movies. I'm going to start watching some of the Western movies. And if you didn't know, this is about Wyatt Earp, a pretty famous dude, so it's not like it's unheard of. Now call me an idiot and not knowing history. I didn't know Doc Holliday was a real person. That one is on me. That's my stupidity, but you live, you learn. Not all the time do you learn everything in school, and unfortunately, I didn't learn hardly shit in school. It was just horrible. But just out of reference, it kind of just starts out with Doc Holliday going to, move into basically Tombstone. He's going there to retire. It's time for him to settle down and just make money. He's got the idea, basically, as they quote, it's already you don't do good things to make money. And he said, well, I haven't done good things. Why not make the money? Now, that's not the exact quote, so I'm just trying to, beat around the bush a little. But then it starts off with the Cowboys. The Cowboys are a bunch of assholes, like just straight up assholes. Now they're pretty well known for their red sashes and being complete badasses. They pretty much run the town. Well, then we get a nice little Wyatt Earp decides to go into a bar and assert his dominance, throwing his balls on everybody's face. And by everybody, I really mean Billy Bob Thornton. That's the one character that threw me off for 5 seconds. I was like, I know I've seen that guy. But he looked a little healthier than Billy Bob Thornton does in any other movie where he looks a little underweight. In this one, ironically, where everybody's cowboys and, the Old West, where things are usually unhealthy, yeah, he was a little chunkier than usual. So, Wyatt decides to slap him around a bit, make him his bitch. And, in good fashion, he just stands there, whiny, and realizes he's not a man. Finally leaves, and to go ahead and to take 25% of that business. That's where he gets his money from there and just walks off. He takes it and Super douche from that he just whooped ass decides to come back with a shotgun after his gun was taken from him and he was belittled. He was about to take aim and fire, and out of nowhere, here comes the fan favorite Doc Holliday. And he asks him, what the hell does he think he's doing? And then he has a conversation with, all the Earps. I know it's weird to say the Earps, but, the three brothers, and they have a conversation, they know each other, stuff like that. And he turns over just to show how little this man is. He just says, oh, I'm sorry. I did not realize you were still there. You can carry on. Leave your gun. I'm going to brush past a lot of details of the movie because I want you to watch it too. If anybody hasn't watched it, if you have, please leave some of your favorite scenes in the comments below. That'd be really cool to see. But what really got me, the one scene that I've seen time and time again from TikTok, and it really lived up to it to me, was when he actually calls him out in the woods for the shootout. And quite literally the whole movie, you just realize that he's getting sicker and sicker. And the person I'm talking about, yet again, is still Doc Holliday. The guy that is a lunger, as they're calling him, because he has tuberculosis, which destroys your lungs. And the whole movie, he has constantly got a cigarette in his mouth, a gun in his hand, and booze in the other. So, yeah, the whole time he's just smoking, drinking, and ready to kill anybody that walks. A lot of history buffs, or, people that actually research this finally found out there was only like 3, maybe. But we're not going to get into that. Let's have the myth and the legend still live up to itself. So he tells him the famous scene where he says, I'll be your huckleberry. Or huckleberry. And the whole point is, he's telling him, hey, I'm going to kill you now. Because you were playing. I was not. And of course he wins. And yeah, we are starting to get to the end. And the end of it was really good. This is not much of a review. It's just me kind of reliving it. It's just really good. And I like it. Sam Elliott did a real good thing. The late Bill Paxton, somebody I do love. And I have loved all his films. There's one other character, plays a side guy. Billy Zane, yet again. Billy Zane is an amazing actor. I've loved almost every little movie or whatever part he's played. He's always given it 110%, and you can't hate on him for it. But yeah, that's the only of name people. Val Kilmer, of course, I can't forget him. The unfortunateness of what he is today, but still, good place in history, and I loved it. But yeah, I don't have much more to say about this. I just want to let everybody know, yeah, I'm a little behind on times, and I finally got to watch Tombstone. I will be probably watching more further, like old movies I haven't watched. The next one's probably going to be Silver Bullet. I haven't watched that, and if anybody would like to see me actually do reviews on movies, definitely let me know. I got a plethora of movies I haven't watched and a plethora more that I do own. That is sitting on a shelf. I have a DVD rack full of movies, DVDs, film franchises that I can just fire up on my computer. And, yeah, give you a little taste of my nippleness that can get on to these movies. Let you know what my chub feels like. And that's about all I got to say today. Y'all have a good one.